This is your girl Yannick Taylor, aka Priestess, hostess of Conversations with the Priestess. Here's a preview of what you may hear on Conversations with the Priestess.
We weren't meant for monogamy, let's be honest. Like, we have needs, let's be real. And communicating that, what you want, what you don't want, what sets up. Now this drink is brown, because I learned something. Since I'm older, I can't do brown liquor anymore. Also, I noticed since I started on hormone replacement therapy, HRT, in 2015, me and certain liquors don't match well. I don't know whether...
And I recognize that a lot of men love to be dominated by women. And that's because men are seen as these leaders, as this big alpha male dominant being. And because they're put on this pedestal of being leaders, sometimes they want to be submissive. Back when I cosplayed a Butch Queen in South Carolina around 2011, I was on Craigslist. This is when Craigslist was bumping and before they had gotten rid of the personal section. I hope you enjoyed that preview. Join me on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for Priestess After Dark. Full video versions of the podcast can be found on patreon.com/CWT Priestess, and join me on Fridays at noon for our regular Friday post. Live, love, and be free. Smooches.
Available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you download and stream podcasts.
This episode of Conversations with the Priestess is brought to you by a phenomenal Black and trans-owned company. Y'all, please support this Black business. Y'all want to check out Queen V's Royalty. You can find them on Instagram _Queen V Cosmetics LLC. That is my brother's line. Y'all, please go support. All of the information will be in the show notes. Y'all, they have the Royalty candle for Valentine's Day night or date night. They have the Her So Sexy candles. There is a plethora of things that you can find. We have clear lip glosses. We have spa headbands. We have lotus incense holders. We have royal jewel cube candles. Did I mention lip scrubs, body oils, rose water spray, You Make Me Blush color palettes, Falling for You eyeshadow palettes, and an array of lashes. So go now to Etsy.com and find Queen V's Cosmetics. Again, the links will be there. Please leave a review. My brother is doing a fabulous job, so I love y'all so much. Also, this Black business that I want to highlight, Black owned, is called Sense by the Company LLC. I was in PG County the other day, and I went into the mall buying some things, and these young people came to me, and oh my gosh, they have soy-based home scents, and I have a room spray. Y'all, this is going to come in handy for those of y'all that are cannabis indulgents like me. Y'all, check out their room spray. They have so many great things. I'm going to include their link tree below, but on Instagram, they're at Sense by the Company. So y'all go check them out. Live, love, and be free. Let's start the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, the Priestess, never your mistress, Yannick Taylor. Honey, here's another episode of Conversations with the Priestess. So get your libations and get your ancestors and sit down and have a conversation with your girl.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. So beautiful.
Welcome back to another episode, a long-awaited episode of Conversations with the Priestess. I do apologize for the unexpected hiatus. Many of you all have followed me on social media. During the last month and some change, I was homeless, living from Airbnb to hotel. But thanks be unto God, I'm still here. I'm in a safe space. And this episode was created during that time of transition for me. And I'm grateful for the journey that I have walked on and where I am walking. So this episode was done during Black History Month, right before Valentine's with my friend Laurenz. All of their social media information is in the description box. Big shout out to them. Also, this episode is at the time where a lot of celebrity sex tapes were going on, and I did have an OnlyFans at that time. You're going to hear that on a new series that I'm bringing in. I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on the next episode, so we're going to get ready to rumble. But thank you all so much for your continued love and support. Thank you to everyone that has assisted me in crowdfunding as I rebuild my life. I still have that going on. But without further ado, here is the episode that I present to you entitled Dirty 30s. Love, love, and be free. Let's get into this episode. Welcome, everybody. This is your girl, Yanni T. The Priest is Never Your Mistress. Welcome to another installment of Conversations with the Priestess. I have a very special guest, and I would like for them to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Laurenz. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So tell us how old you are, Laurenz.
I am 31, getting ready to turn 32 in April.
Yes. And of course, y'all know that I am 35. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, I'm a 31-year-old youth professional developer. I'm originally from New Haven, Connecticut. I've been in childcare since I was like 19 years old. I've always had a passion for youth. I moved from Connecticut to Selma, Alabama, where the bridge crossed the Jubilee, where they did the civil rights movement, crossing the bridge to Montgomery. I moved there, and it was a real nice time till I migrated to Atlanta to extend my career and just become a greater person, and enjoy myself doing that. I love to dance. I love to sing. And Poland is my best friend.
Hell motherfucking yes. And tell us about any businesses that you have.
Okay, so I do a couple of youth organizations called Dynasty Drill and Drum Squad. Outside of that, I also coach a couple of dance teams. And with that, I also do hair on the side. I promote other businesses. I do customer service help. I come in and help with business, with customer service. So specifically, Black-owned businesses, I teach them. I do that via Zoom or in person with different companies. And yeah, that's what I have going on right now.
Awesome. And we love to hear it. Now, Laurenz and I go way back to our ballroom days. And please tell the people your pronouns.
I'm he, him, they. And on occasion, she. It depends on the day. The moment, the man.
I absolutely live, and I forgive me for any rustling in the background. I failed to do this before the show, but I am preparing my cannabis. This is a cannabis-friendly podcast.
Exactly.
So everyone that's listening, I hope and pray that you have your libations. So, Laurenz, we're going to jump right into it. How was your week, Sib? How was your week?
So far, it's been very interesting. I've been training new staff for different positions. I'm trying to train other staff members to get ready to be promoted, so that way they don't stay stagnant. So I've been doing like evaluations at work and different things of that nature. It's been very productive, to say the least. So I've been enjoying it. How's your week, man?
My week has actually been blessed. I cannot complain. Thank God for life, health, and strength and family. And I'm just thankful to have made it through this week, even with some challenges. But, you know, when life gives you lemonades, you know, get you some sugar and some water and make you an alcoholic beverage with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, grind it up. Or if it has you some green leafy things, I want you to just grind it up and roll it up and smoke it, and you'll feel better.
Exactly.
So, but my week has been blessed, and I want to say thank you first and foremost for coming on this wonderful night to this podcast, to this ghetto ass podcast. And tonight,
Yes, I'm loving. We're blickety blickety black. So tonight we decided to discuss dating after 30. But beforehand, I wanted to get your take about this rash of celebrity sex tapes that have dropped, such as Nelly, Lil Fizz, and this new person, Isaiah Rashad. So please tell me your thoughts on that.
Okay, so I haven't seen Isaiah's yet, and I already knew who he was. I see a lot of people talking online trying to figure out who he is. So I'm glad that he got that kind of promotion. I think he did that to top the other two celebrities, A-list celebrities. So kudos to him. I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've read, I hear that it's doing what it needs to do. As far as Lil Fizz go, it's given very much back in teenage years when we was going through puberty, and yeah, it gives that kind of cat meat. The mushroom head does nothing for me with that, the shape of it. He actually has enough money to go get the shots and swell it up a little bit, and I think he'll do great. Nelly, I saw it slightly, however, it is Nelly. There's a fine specimen of a man, regardless if it was a 3 or if it was a 9, baby. If Nelly told me to drop down and get my eagle on, bitch, I'm pecking like a bird, bitch.
Hell, motherfucking yes. If Nelly, and I'm sorry, you know, for those that think I'm a size queen, you know, despite me having content out there, honey, I like what I saw from Nelly. And I hate that people was trying to go in on the young lady about her head game. For y'all that's worrying about dick size and head game, worry about the broke dick that you laying beside every night. Worry about that big dick that has no rhythm or no stroke at all. Worry about that first.
Oof. Ain't that the truth?
I'm just saying, because for real, yes, it was funny, but I'm like, child, let them do them. Now, with Lil Fizz, I was more so interested in the cum shot more than anything.
I didn't even get that far.
You know, his dick is all right, but I could manage that if he was to say, hey, you know, I'm gonna have you sign this NDA and we can get it on. You know, okay, sure. Pay me my coin. Pay me my stats.
But I mean, his name is Little Fizz. Like, Little Fizz, now the world just met Little Fizz. So we'll just go with that. Okay?
Oh, you so shady. I absolutely love it. Now, I did see the Isaiah Rashad.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. May the Lord God bless you real good.
Because that looked like Isaiah Rashad. That looks like Isaiah Rashad. Now, see, I didn't read all of that he was down there munching burgers.
Uh-huh. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't knock a brother.
Okay, shit, him and Nelly should have linked up. Yeah.
Hello.
Because he giving what Nelly needed to moan for, baby.
But
Ooh.
I want to see how he can handle it when topping.
Baby, because I'm telling you, he giving daddy vibes. He got that 2-for-1 special down there. That's what I'm talking about, Isaiah. That is what I'm talking about. I like that.
And that is right up my alley.
Okay.
And y'all know I'm nasty. That's my type of stuff. Look, maybe we can get some collabs or something for my OnlyFans or some shit. I need to know what I need to do to get there.
Exactly. Because at this point.
Exactly. And people will worry about his sexuality, whether he was straight, gay, or DL. Honey, that's none of your business in this new day and time. Worry about yourself and worry about your business.
And when I tell you people be so worried about sexuality, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the ride.
Exactly. One thing I will say, though, they picked a perfect strategy to get back relevant, especially if, you know, like Nelly, he's still a sexy artist. He's in his late 40s, possibly early 50s, right? So he's still got body. He still look good.
Right.
And everybody wanted to fuck him back in the day, even Little Fizz. Now they may be a little disappointed, but bitch, I said what I said about that earlier, but it's a great marketing strategy for their music career, especially if they have lost some type of relevancy. And I noticed a lot of celebrities look at the young lady Camille Winbush from Bernie Mac from the Bernie Mac show.
Mm-hmm.
She has an OnlyFans, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Vanessa!" But honey, she's grown. She's not under that little girl image anymore. She's a grown woman, so you have to respect that. But I applaud them because now people know who they are. They're listening to their music. They're looking at old things with them and giving them revenue. I got to give them that. That was a smart business move.
Mm-hmm. Especially with them like resurfacing and people searching, so the Google searches are up. Like they're making it do what it do.
Exactly. Even with the new up and coming people with OnlyFans, as yes, y'all, I am a current model on there. If y'all want that link, hit me up. Get in my inbox. Shameless plug. But no, it can work out either way. Some people who have done porn, unfortunately, have not been as fortunate to have the ability to cross over into other arenas because of spiteful ass queens.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how that goes.
So true. So true.
But overall, look, I'm not gonna critique it because I got my rocks off a little bit on that, and boom. And it's the fact that it's the norm now. It's no longer a shock factor with it.
So true. I don't know. I've always been so open about everything, like growing up. So seeing anything, it takes a lot to shock me.
Exactly. A whole lot. But even with what they call Christian artists and gospel artists, because I don't consider myself a Christian, but I love God.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking about the gospel artists whose news have leaked recently, and I'm like, honey, everybody has news. Stop acting like sex is such a bad thing, honey.
Listen, and I'm trying to tell you, like, and for me, it's like growing up in the church. Like, I grew up in the church, slept in the church, woke up in the church, went home, changed clothes, came back to the church, in the church. And for me, it's like, when I start figuring myself out and start doing my own thing, baby, if I could have been leaked while I was leading praise and worship, honey, it would have been a scandal. But for what? What was that going to prove?
Exactly. Like, honey, come on. And I'm not even worried about it. Like, recently, I talked about my experience of sleeping with a bishop in the church, and he has OnlyFans videos out there, as I do. And I'm like, child, you know what? Fuck it. Let people talk, because right now, I'm happy with the decisions I made. I have no regrets.
Right.
Because I'm grown, number one, and God ain't worried about all of that.
Okay.
So,
baby, listen, I used to pay my tithes with my OnlyFans money when I did OnlyFans for a few months, honey.
Oh, honey, I still pay my tithes with my OnlyFans money. Ain't no shame in there.
And give the Lord what he needs.
And we're still blessed at the end of the day.
Because I did my 10%.
And when you would sacrifice to help somebody else, God honors that. God honors that.
Exactly.
Don't let nobody tell you. And that's what gets me about the church, is that we have the stunted growth adults in their 30s living like they're teenagers and 20-year-olds. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. And it's complicated being in the church, being trans, and trying to date.
God, ooh. I can only imagine, because that is.
But before we get that, we're going to take a quick break. Here are some church announcements for y'all. So we're going to take a quick break. Go get your refreshments. Roll you a new blunt. Do what the hell you got to do. Live, love, and be free. We'll be right back.
Girl, let me tell you about Maven. They got some good hair. Your girl, the priestess, loves using Maven. If y'all seen some of my hairstyles, Maven did that, honey. We have good frontals, closures, everything that you need, honey. Not only that, but we have awesome lace fronts. We have human hair, virgin hair, honey, Remy Yaki, whatever you need. We got it. You can even color it. When you get it, if you want to change the style, you can do that too. So go on over to my special link, priestessbeauty.maven.com. Sign up to get special offers and you get free shipping. What else can you do? Honey, the holidays are coming up and you want to look good going into the new year. So get those bundles today. Get you a good lace front, girl. All right. So live, love, and be free. Again, that's priestessbeauty.maven.com.
Before we left for break, we were talking about dating and we touched a little bit about on the church, but Laurenz, so as you are experiencing your second year, technically in 30, how has your perception on dating in your teens and 20s, how has that shifted in your 30s or as you journey through your 30s?
So it has been a difficult thing for me to an extent. Only reason being is because I didn't grow up a fast way like majority of teenagers. You know, everybody, they're booed up, da-da-da-da. You know, I dated around. I was real keen on dating. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But from the age of 20 up until 29, 30. Oh, no, it had to be, I was 19. From 19 up until 30, oh my God, no, it was this year, 31. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm doing the math in my head. But from 19 to 31, I was in a relationship with one man. So it was like dating was not existent in my 20s because I was in a relationship. Now, this year has been very interesting. Because now I've been on different apps, from all the little gay ones you can see, the straight ones, different things of that nature, because I also consider myself more of a non-binary type person. So it's like love is love. I'll give women a chance, give men a chance, whatever. So I've been open to all of it, and it's been very interesting. And just so happened one of my friends came back into my life earlier on this year after my official breakup, and while I'm dating, I was dating like 3 or 4 other people at the time, and he came back into my life and was cool for the most part, but then things started getting serious as to where he wanted to be in a relationship, and since maybe August, September, we've been dating exclusively. So the dating part of that was this. So for the last few months, it's been real strenuous, I'll say.
I can imagine, especially with you being with that one person until you're freshly into the depths of 30.
Exactly.
Now my story is a little bit different.
Okay.
I didn't really start dating until I turned 18. And for the most part, I dated my actual first boyfriend. We dated on and off for about 4 or 5 years. And in my mid-20s, I finally made a solid break. Then I started venturing out and dating. And I had some serious relationships, but then I started transitioning in my late 20s. That complicated dating because I was in a relationship then. I haven't been in a relationship in almost 5 years. I've had some entanglements, but I haven't really dated because I went through so many changes.
Right. Because now it's a new approach. It's a new conversation. It's a new conversation because now You went from your whole transition to now you're a whole entire doll, and now the boys have to
Thank
be
you.
fully understanding.
Exactly. They have to be fully understanding. And not only that, but as someone who has been diagnosed with HIV, yet I'm undetectable, which means I cannot transmit, and being in the adult entertainment industry, yet being spiritual at the same time, people, guys getting kind of intimidated in a sense, but the sex be banging.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is banging, but for the most part, I always run into the ones that want sex or want to looking for a sugar mama. And for me, I have a different view on dating right now because I'm in my mid-30s. I'll be 36 in a month. And I'm nearing 40, and I realize my demographic and pool has changed tremendously since before I transitioned. So, number one, I'm getting older. I'm a woman now, and whoo, changes happen and your mind changes. So right now, dating is not at the top of my list. It's on the list. But right now, I'm like, I'm
Okay.
loving on me right now. But for me,
And I love that.
I'm loving it because now I'm fully set in my womanhood. And oh my gosh, now trying to navigate the dating scene, I'm like, okay, now I have my pieces, but
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm just doing me until they come along because it could either be man, woman, cis or trans or non-binary, whomever. Might be a poly
Gotcha.
situation. However
Mm-hmm.
they come, I'm just gonna go with the flow. But and I like that we're at different points in our 30s for this conversation because it's so much we can learn from each other.
Got you. And I agree
So
to that.
yes. So when it came to dating, what were some of the things that you looked for in a mate or that you had in a mate versus now at this point?
So what I looked for was stability. First and foremost, I was looking for stability. I was looking for I'm not real heavy on the look department. I'll say if you're nice on the eyes, that's great. But I've dealt with nice on the eyes, hard in the heart, and I would rather not deal with that ever again. So I look for, honesty in people. I look for, I look at their personality, inside and outside, from how they handle themselves at their jobs, around their friends, different things of that. Like I like to, during us dating, I like to see those sides of you. I like to see how you are around your friends. I like to see how you are around your family, different things of that nature. And I just sit back and I observe all of those things because I want you to do the same when it comes down to me, because you can get a classy set while we're at this date, but baby, when I'm around my cousins and stuff, I'm a whole different person. I'm the life of the party. I'm loud. I'm on tables drinking, dancing, and I will explain this to you in advance.
Exactly.
But I want you to be honest to me. I always tell people I prefer to tell me their triggers and tell me things that you don't like versus things that you like. Because we go down the I like this, I like this, I like this, I like that. I want you to explain to me what you don't like. Because I was dating this one guy. Shout out to you, Galen, if you can ever hear this. You probably didn't want me to say your name, but bitch, fuck you. But shout out to you.
Tag him in it.
Listen, I was dating him, and everything was smooth. He was a perfect gentleman. He was different from what I normally like, as far as size and different things of that nature. But he was a perfect gentleman. Stable. His apartment was beautiful. He smelled great. He was kind. He treated me well. He called me. He texted me. He just was everything. However, we were having a FaceTime. We were on FaceTime or something, and I screenshot our chat. I screenshotted us on FaceTime because like the faces he made was just so cute to me. And I'm a type of person where I love to create memories. I love to, share that type of thing. Like, certain pictures I take from my point of view, so I can always remember at that moment, I was so happy. At that moment, it made me feel this way. So anytime I look at a picture, I want to be able to refer back to that. So that conversation was so amazing. And I was on vacation and actually went to the hotel just to talk to him. I screenshotted the picture and I sent it to him, and he had a whole fit about it. He didn't talk to me for like 2 days. I was trying to figure out what was going on, and he told me he didn't like that, da-da-da-da. And that's when I realized to always check with a person what you do and what you don't like. Because that was something extremely simple, but it wasn't to him.
And it's good to know that person's triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a guy that if you said a certain name, it triggered him.
Mm.
And it bothered me. And one night, someone said that name, and I was like, babe, let's go. Because he was about to go off. And because that was someone that he loved.
Okay.
And just seeing how that made him feel, I would comfort him.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my goodness, those triggers are real. I started sharing my triggers with guys. Look, when I first meet you, don't get too close. I'll let you know when I get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you that because I just came out of a nasty sexual relationship with a bishop that lets me know that I have fucking daddy issues and abandonment issues. So let me work on that shit first before I try to date. So it brought all of that up in my mental health. So how has all of this in your dating history, even now, how has that helped you in your mental health, and how has that been for you mentally?
Well, for me, oh my goodness, I start explaining to my current partner, about, I'm not keen on telling people about my past, what he did, what she did, what they did. I'm not going to go down that road with you because it's my past. But what I will tell you is what has happened to me so you can know. So I've had the conversation about my anxiety, depression. If you want to stick with me, you can. If you don't, this is your way out. Because at the end of the day, when I have a situation or an episode, I do this thing as to where I shut people out. And I don't want to talk for a few days. Let me gather my thoughts, and then I'll come back around. He didn't understand that. He does not get it. So my past relationship knew if I'm having one of those moments, just let me be. And we're not going to converse about it. It is what it is, because that's just how I am. But this new relationship is totally different. He wants me to express myself, express what's going on. And even though it may have happened, let's talk about it so we can figure this shit out.
Because we've got to figure something out. Because, baby, you come at me wrong and don't tell me stuff, your life is in danger.
Exactly.
And me being the person I am, when I see shit that follows a pattern, I'ma slowly start backing up.
Mm-hmm.
But after this sexual relationship, bitch, I'm gonna start asking questions. I'm gonna irk you till you tell me the truth. Because, baby, what you don't know, I'm already planning my exit.
Okay.
Already planning. I have somebody else lined up as a side piece, because that's why you don't get rid of your hoes. Don't get rid of your hoes. Listen, as a 35-year-old woman, I still keep my hose when somebody and I are thinking about going exclusives. I'm like, well, I got something going on with this person, but keep in touch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let them know. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
finish. Go ahead and finish.
But I keep them lined up and I set boundaries with them. Because, like, one dude knew that I had something going on with the bishop. And he was like, he said, I want to still fuck with you. I said, we still can. That's not my man. We just fucking. He was like, nah, you don't get it. That's a bishop. And I'm like, damn. That's why I said earlier, dating and being in the church and co-mingling in that shit, baby, don't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got bishops that fuck around in so many different areas, in the hood, in the trap, on the circuit, in the office, executive hoes, money-making hoes. And it's like, damn, who can you fucking trust? So I'm like, give me somebody out there in the street. Give me somebody that's unchurched. Because I want somebody that's real and gritty.
I promise you.
Because a wife sanctifies her husband. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen. I'm trying to tell you, I dealt with a couple of people in the church, and you know, pastors, you know, different things of that nature. And I noticed that it was beginning to get a little sticky. It was a lot of sticky business because, you know, the eyes are on you from other people anyway, for God knows whatever. However, when you're too flirtatious with someone else, or you're too friendly with another person, when you're dealing with someone, especially in the church, and you're dealing with a pastor, they will sit there and watch you like a hawk. And that's how people always end up finding out. Because instead of you paying attention to somebody else, you're too busy paying attention to me.
Exactly. Like, honey, several people knew. Like, it's funny. Before my ex-boyfriend and I started dating, we're both Pisces. His birthday is the day before mine. Complicated situation, but before we broke it off for good, baby, like when we first started dating back in 2016, I had just started transitioning and I had to explain this to him, and he started rocking with me until I started dressing. And that was a tussle, but we got through it. I met his mom as a woman. She was loving my makeup. So this Negro met me as my dead name, and we were at a voice audition. He had just broken up with one of my good Judies. I asked my friend, is it okay if, you know, I chill with him and say, yeah, we good. He knew that we were fucking, but my best friend did not know it. I finally told her, and she's like, girl, I knew y'all was fucking. Because that night we was all at the hotel. We ended up, mind you, I had a girlfriend at the same time. Brandon and I it was a solo poly situation at that. So we're all cuddled up in the bed, my best friend and I, because of a reservation fell through that a friend was supposed to have done. We were supposed to be staying with the dude, actually. And but we was gonna make a reservation, but that fell through. So we ended up staying with this guy. We're asleep in the bed and he wraps my arm around him. And we slept cuddled up. And we kissed. We were being sneaky because my best friend was sleeping hard. And then next day we started flirting back and forth. And my friend caught us kissing. He knew then something was up. Well, she knew. I'm sorry. She knew that something was up, and it's like people know. I'm sorry. I went the long way, y'all. I went the long way. Okay, and I'm so sorry, Laurenz.
It's cool. It's cool.
But I said, honey, I was like, I don't know. That's my friend's ex. Next thing I know, we're dating. This dude saw me as I was. This is before I had started hormones. So I finally started hormones while we're dating, and sex was banging, but we ended up breaking up. Then we rekindled it, broke up, rekindled it. Then we decided to be friends with benefits. In the course of that, he started seeing someone and cut me off. Cool. I ain't got to do this shit no more. Focused on me, and I was just fucking around. I had some companionships in between them, but this one particular individual fell out with me when I got ready to move to DC because he was upset because I could not shelter him. I gave him resources, and apparently I'm blocked on everything when I come into town. Cool, bet. Bitch, I am not worried about you. I'm a whole different person. I'm the woman that you didn't think was going to come through.
As you should, listen.
So
You push through right there.
yes. And you mentioned that that you followed the non-binary, that you are non-binary, which I knew from when you first started. I was like, oh yes. It was something that you said, non-binary, and it didn't matter the gender, because non-binary is also under the trans umbrella. I just want y'all cisheads that listen to follow this. Have you? For me, I have ventured into dating within community. The tea of everything. Who started this whole thing? Okay. We have actually, we've seen a spike in people that have started dating within community, and I find that to be wonderful. Which that is something that I have ventured into, and I'm glad I have, and I'm grateful. What are your thoughts, or do you have any experience with that?
With what exactly?
Dating within the non-binary community, another non-binary person, or trans masculine, trans feminine.
Yes. So I've always had I never dealt with, at first I never really dealt with trans women, mainly because I just like to mind my business, but I've always had this vibe of protecting them. So like when I began to actually look at them, I was like, my thing is, once a trans woman finds herself and declares that she's trans, that she's a trans woman, I'm going to look at you as a woman, regardless of post-op, pre-op, post-moans, pre-moans, whatever the case may be. Once you know that shit in your heart, that's where I go with you. So I've dated actually in this journey of my ex to my new one. I've dated a couple of people of trans experience, a couple of trans women, like one trans man, a couple of non-binary people, and it's been a rocky situation with them as well. Some of the trans, like one of the trans girls that I was dating, I won't say her name because she's the sweetest gold. It just didn't work out because of our differences in scheduling and everything. And if our scheduling worked, we probably would have worked out. And she would have been my first official trans lover. As far as everyone else, I've just dealt with, just on the dating scene. Actually never had any sexual activities with. Oh no, I'll take that back. I'll take that back. Never mind, I have. But yeah, I've experienced it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. People who get to meet me enjoy the non-binary lifestyle that I come with. Because I walk around a certain way. I deal with my pronouns and I embrace who I am and allow them to love that.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, I like keeping things open, but having certain boundaries, and I love exploring and learning.
Exploring is really, really fun. Like a lot of people, we had the debate actually at work the other day, and we were talking about, straight cis men being attracted to masculine gay women. Some of them look at it as far as body wise, body parts, different things of that nature. And like I was explaining to them, I was like, that's so different, because if you're attracted to a masculine built woman who carries herself as a man but not as a trans man, you're still looking at the one who handles herself accordingly, So you're looking at the masculinity in a woman that you find attractive, not the fact that it's a woman. You're just attracted to the masculinity because you have trans women out here who are gorgeous, that's done the facial femme, that's passable, different things of that nature. And I was like, you have to look at that as well. I was like, because at the end of the day, they identify as women. You're attracted to feminine features. That's what you're going to get with them, regardless of what is going on as far as sexual parts or whatever the case may be. Baby, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. So you just have to be extremely careful if you're extremely open-minded. But then, everybody feels as though, I'm always trying to turn people out. But hey, some people like to be turned around, and who doesn't like to do a 360? That's how the world turns. So,
however it may happen, it's beautiful regardless. It is just beautiful because it's so much more than just sex. It's that mental, emotional, spiritual connection. It makes it more juicier.
So true.
It's like the flavor in steak. It's just so sultry.
That's so true.
So, and believe it or not, as you were talking, I'm thinking about somebody that I've been wanting to step to since Atlanta Memorial Day weekend 2020. After you were there, after a game of Spin the Bottle or whatever we played. But because me and my ex-girlfriend are now back into the space that we were, it's like, oh, but I don't want to cause confusion. Because so that's what it's still, for me, that's what it's like at 35. And I'm like, ooh, sweet Lord, baby Jesus. So
I'm trying to tell you.
And dating and finding love is a complicated thing.
Oh, it is.
It's very complicated. It's very complicated. But I think when you venture into your 30s and make that journey as you enter, experience, and participate in the exit, it's like you learn so much about yourself, what you desire, and what you're not going to put up with, and also learning where you need to heal, where you need to yell out, where you need to tweet. It's so much that wraps up to that when you go into your 30s, and now you're ready. You're like, okay, look, I got this. I know what I want. And then you get what you want. And I always get jealous of those 20-somethings that have it all that we at 30 ain't seem to got yet. I'm like, okay, what's
Right.
going on, Generation Z? What the hell y'all doing?
Trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Like, tell us old folks what happened. What does come from? But with each generation, there's a tiredness that brings about change. We brought about
And
change.
I agree to that to an extent. I just feel, a lot of people be like, old dogs can't learn new tricks. That's such a lie. Because the older I get, the more I'm learning. So it's like you can say old dogs don't know new tricks, but the older I get, the more I'm learning. I'm becoming more wise, and the tricks that I'm learning is very amazing.
Hello. Like, come on. Like, certain things that I saw my dad's generation put up with from their parents. I don't tolerate that. I get it, but I explained to them, I get why y'all talk to me like this, but y'all can't do that with me. No. We're going to change this. We breaking this. And number one, I'm going to tell you what you can and cannot do with me. And I've had to do that with several relatives. Even when it comes down to my gender identity, to my womanhood, do not dead name me. Do not misgender me, because I'm going to correct you every time. And it's going to get embarrassing. And I'm going to make sure I'm sickening when I do it.
Exactly.
So that, not only that, but setting boundaries. You're not going to disrespect me and get all kinds of phobic on me because you're insecure.
And that's no shade. That's no shade at all, because we're not going to do that.
Don't do that, because I've seen that in trans relationships, seen that in all types of relationships, heterosexual, bisexual, all kinds of relationships, triads and everything. Honey, baby, heal your internalized homophobia and transphobia before y'all, and whatever phobia you got, before you try to date somebody, honey. Because baby, you got to heal first. And being healed,
heavy on the heel first, baby. When I tell you,
glory to your name, Yahweh. Baby, you got to come to me born again, as the Christian church would say. Because, baby, no, I'm not going to let you sit up here and fucking disrespect me when I have done nothing but support your ass from the start. And this is the motherfucking thanks I get. No. I'm not going to make you better for no other heifer. No,
Listen, bitch, you might as well be ready to fucking fight, bitch.
So, and who having your best friend dating your man behind your back and then lying? Bitch.
Been there, done that. It didn't happen. It didn't happen to me, baby.
And that's something I'm not going to put up with in my 30s. Okay, honey? Even if it takes me being 40 and being Stella, getting her groove back with a younger 20-something, with a mid 20-something year old. Baby, I'm a motherfucking do it, honey. No shame in my game.
And I totally agree.
Make me happy.
Make me over, make me not.
Because to sum things up, when you're in your early 30s, you're settling in, you're buckling in for the ride. Because you're getting rid of that 20 cent. You're getting rid of the Roaring 20s by Yannick Taylor and Company.
Okay. And let me just clear the air with this. 30s is not a death trap, and bitch, you're not old. I'm not old until I'm pushing that walker in the damn deathbed or something, baby, because In my 20s, I was a child. I acted like a child. I was doing childish things. I just came from my mama's house. So my 20s was time for me to try and figure some shit out, get confused, fuck up, redo. 30s now, I'm trying to establish by the time I'm 40. Other than that, baby, I'm still a young tenderoni, baby.
Right? Well, I found out that when you hit 35, now you're settling in to the realities. I'm sorry, you mind if I take you to church right quick?
My.
My Lord, yeah. When you hit 35, you're a little bit closer to 40 than you are 20. This is what I like to call the equalizer.
Yeah.
Well, ooh. The book of Revelations, chapter 35, verse 27 says, when thou embracest thine age and the unmitigated truth, now you have healed, and now you know what you ain't gonna put up with. Tell them, try Jesus, don't try me.
Don't try me.
Try Folgers, but don't try me. Playing traffic, don't try me. Because now I'm at a pivotal point to where you can send your offerings to our cash apps. Mine is $Unique Music. Yes, and please drop your cash app, Bishop Laurenz.
Speak that again.
Drop your cash app for your offering.
It is AyoLaurenz. That is $AyoLaurenz.
Yes. So y'all, show my siblings some love. Show us some love. We got bills and shit, and we got to do this thing right. And that helps us give to other organizations, that allows us also to keep the lights on and bring you quality content. Come on now. Yes. And you're right. And glory. Because at a point now you realize, look, even if I have to start over at 35, I got it now.
Yes.
I've gotten rid of all the unnecessary shit, the unnecessary people that held me up, and I'm healing now, and boundaries are set. So now I'm healing up nicely, and I ain't got to deal with the bullshit. Only if I choose to. But I'm not going to put up with no bullshit just for a nut. Tell me if you want to fuck. Look, if you want to fuck, tell me that you just want to fuck. Don't sit there and play with my fucking emotions. Just tell me.
Let that shit be known from the jump, baby. Because, baby, I might want to fuck too.
Exactly.
I might just be ready to fuck. I might want to be fucked and fucked down, fucked up, fucked out.
And you know what? We don't want it to be broke dick anymore either. There's got to be some kind of benefit coming from, if your dick is meeting my pussy and my pussy is meeting your dick, chin, whatever, or my dick meeting you in places, there's got to be some kind of benefit. You could take me to get my nails done, my hair done, or something now. That's the age I'm at. And I don't care how old you are, you got to play that game, because we got old women that invented the game that is doing it right nice.
Especially if you want to see my hands wrapped around it, baby.
Hello.
I need this full set done the way it needs to, because I'm not going to be seen needing a filling, baby, or as my boyfriend called it, a filler.
Honey, look.
A refill. He called them refills.
I know.
But as long as you pay.
So, what is your takeaway?
My takeaway from this is to continue to be as great as possible, not limit myself to my age, my gender, or any of that motherfucking bullshit. Just be as great as I possibly can, pop my pussy, and be
Hello.
amazing.
Hello. Because that pussy pops severely. But also, my takeaway from this as well is that when you've made up your mind to heal and to reestablish yourself, you get so much insight, and it's like something clicks, and you start attracting what you want. You start setting yourself up to get what you want by any means, because dating is like a game. It's like Russian roulette. It's a strategy that you have to use in dating. But I find myself now wanting to go out more and experience more. Big ups to the Girl Down podcast with Brianna Jenkins and also her guest host, Diamond Stylz, on this week's episode. Y'all, I'm dropping that link. Y'all go follow these fabulous ladies, these pioneers from YouTube. Check them out. They talked about, going out, doing things that you wouldn't ordinarily do, and finding new ways to connect with people, especially if you're single, approaching 40, being in your 30s, and seeing how things have evolved. And even if you just have to focus on your career for a while and have your little side piece. And that was very inspiring, because that gave me this month. I'm like, you know what? Let me focus on me. Find me a little cuddle buddy that we just cuddle, and have my regular until that right person comes along. And, say fuck it. Thank you again, Laurenz, for an awesome conversation. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Again, tell the people where they can follow you on social media. And if you have any church announcements or events, please announce.
All right. So you all can follow me definitely on Instagram, and I'll definitely give you that one. Instagram, we are going to follow me at He's So Extra. Now, the catch with that is the He's So Extra is He's So HESO _X_X_T_R_A. So follow me on Instagram at He's So Extra, and then you can follow me on TikTok at ohmy.rens, and then you can definitely follow me on Snap and join those privates at Lonnie B9. That's LONNEYB, the number 9, and I'll follow back.
Awesome. Thank you all again so much. Y'all, oh my gosh, y'all love and be free. Oh my gosh, I'm reminiscing on our days, going to the balls and things like that, and conference calls and the shenanigans. I could cry right now, because we need to all get together again, because we're all scattered. So, but
I swear,
it's good to be amongst family. That's all I'm gonna say. So y'all love and be free. I love y'all so much. Smooches to you.
You're beautiful. You're